Uh-oh.
Call the fucking police.
Get 'em, Tom. Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Hey, time to type to pull up at your house and read off your screen name account. Make it come clean, or even make it call your spouse. So why don't you come on out and see what we're talking about? We got you on camera, but first, is anyone in the house? Look, we got your chat logs, we got you by the balls. And when the police pull up, we give them to the law. It's the big homie Tom from Colorado, he on the stroll. Pulling up on Pet from Colorado Pet Patrol.
Call the fucking police.
Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Nah, we not the police. You can take off at any time, but just know when you do that, the cops gon' be on your line. Come on, you bought booze and lubes and condoms, dude. Even sent dick pics with your face in them too. He came to me, the 12-year-old bundle of joy. Your 51-year-old husband, you desperate boy. And let me guess, this is your first time you wasn't gonna do nothing.
I never did anything like this. I would never do anything like this again.
But that ain't what the chat logs say.
You said you didn't care about the age. You said you had your lube and condoms, and you gave me your address, but you gave me your neighbor's address, by the way.
And then we found you, exposed you on YouTube, and now we clown you.
Call the fucking police.
Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one bites the dust. Royce K did it, so you know it got slapped.
I never did. Call the fucking police. I never did.
Call the fucking police. You didn't do it.
No, sir, I know you don't believe me.
You were charged.
I know I was charged because I had got a plea bargain where I said I had oral sex with a 6-year-old boy.
A 6-year-old boy?
Yes, that's what I did. Say.
Oh, yes, bitches. Welcome to Nothing Sacred. I am Maxwell Silverhammer. That is not Colorado Pet Patrol. Shout out to Colorado Pet Patrol, but that is the intro music for Tommy's Colorado Pet Patrol. Little butt plug real quick. You can go check his channel out, man. Good content of him catching these fucking pedos. We're putting them where they belong. But who I got here was the man behind that theme, Mr. Royce Krispie. What's good, man?
Hey, what's up, man?
Oh,
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you having me on here.
Absolutely. I appreciate you coming on. So before we do anything, let's talk about that real quick. How did you even get to do his intro music like that?
Oh man, it's actually crazy because my kids, kids with these phones, man, and our social media, everything, they showed me the show, and I'm like, okay, all right, I'm checking it out. I'm like, you know what, man, he needs a cool little theme song for this show, you know.
Right.
Nobody likes predators, you know. So I told him, I said, I'm gonna make him a theme song, and they laughed. They thought I was playing. They like, you don't know this man. I said, yeah, I don't know him, but I'm gonna make him a track. So what I did, as soon as I said it, man, I went in the house and I just started bamming on the countertop, you know, like in the kitchen, you know. I was sitting down. And I'm like, you know what? I got a rhythm here, you know? And I just kind of thought about that saying that he says, another one bites the dust. And I'm like, you know what? I'm about to go record this. So I went in there and I made a beat. The same time I'm making the beat, I start writing the lyrics. And for you know it, man, I had a track done by, I say I probably did that track, probably took me about 45 minutes to an hour, you know, to put it all together.
Wow.
And
Wow.
yeah, man. And after that, I just mixed it and spent a little time mixing it, and then I sent it over to him. Found him on Instagram, and I sent him the song, and he called me back like the same day.
Oh, wow. So you had dialogue with him, actually, like you guys talked on the phone.
Yeah. Seriously, so he heard the song. He's like, man, I love that song, man. Is it okay if I use it on the show? I'm like, man, I don't care. That's what I did it for, So and yeah, man, they what's the other guy that's with him that catches the guys
Yeah, I
Ginger
know.
Man.
Who?
I think it's Ginger Man or something, Gingerbread or whatever. One of the
I don't think
guys.
he doesn't really talk. He doesn't really have much of a
Yeah,
kind
he
of just
he he had responded on the email though.
okay.
And because I guess they all had, he had forwarded to them, and they all, everybody from CPP, they said they loved the song, and I was happy, But I told the kids, and they was crazy, man. They went crazy.
I,
So yeah, it happened.
like I told you I was going to knock this song out for him, and now it's his
Yeah.
theme song. So
Oh yeah.
and you
Yeah.
did a follow up for the group out of West Virginia.
Yep.
What? How did that come about? Was it kind of just word of mouth? Did Tommy say something to them, or what? What? How'd that work?
Well, they work together. So what ended up happening? Vanessa, she had reached out and she was, she's like, hey, is it possible? We really like the other song, but we kind of want to make it a little different, for this channel, even though they're, synonymous. If we can get a song, and I was like, man, that ain't no problem. I went same process, went and cooked up a beat real quick, start, going into it, and I honestly think that song is a little bit more lyrical, well, a lot more lyrical than the first one. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But I mean they both capture, you know, the same vibe, And
Right.
yeah, I mean, people liked it just as much as they liked the other one. So it's kind of like a toss up, But yeah, I like working with them guys, and I like what they do,
See,
you
it is
know.
funny because I heard you on their intro, and I was like, "This dude's dope." I'm very picky with rap music, especially nowadays.
Yeah,
And I was like, "Who is this guy?" So I put a comment on one of Tommy's videos, and somebody responded back. He said his name is Royce Krispie, and he does have a YouTube channel. And I was like, "Okay, let's check him out." And man,
yeah,
I did some digging, dude. And you got people don't know, man. You've got a lot. I mean, you're a not just a rapper, but
yeah.
you're a producer. You sell beats. You've done movies. We're going to get into that too,
Oh
man.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you've got quite the resume there. So let's take it back, man. I'm guessing you're about as old as I am, right? You're probably.
Possibly, yeah.
I'm almost 50. So
Oh, okay, yeah. I'm 42, man.
oh, okay. So you got okay. Well, I guess where I was a little bit because on your bio you talk about a rapper named Deco D.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was like, damn, I had that fucker CD back in the
Oh yeah,
day.
that's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, that's my homeboy, man. We grew up together, and I got a crazy story about him, man. How we actually met. He put me in the studio for the first time. I was 12 years old.
Yeah, tell that story, man. Tell the
Yeah.
story.
Well, we lived in the same neighborhood, and he had put out a tape. And I want to say he was like 15. That first tape, Deco D the Soul Taker, and uh, and I was just, man, I couldn't. I mean, dude, I was super hyped, because I'd never met an actual rapper. You know what I mean? So
Right.
this dude, and he stayed around the corner from me, and he went to the high school. I went to the middle school, right? It was Westport Middle, and I went to. He went to Westport High School, and I said, I came up with an elaborate plan to jump on his bus after school. I was gonna get on a high schooler's bus and get in the back, and I was gonna rap for him, right? Because I
Right.
know somebody's gonna rap on this bus. And lo and behold, that's what happens. They started freestyling, and I jumped in the back, and cause I had my jacket covering my face, and so I could get on the bus, and took it off, and I just started rapping back there, and they like, man, who the hell is this kid, man? Who is this kid? Like, he don't go to the high school. He's got to go to middle school. And he was like, hey, man, don't. No, he's like, no. He's like, stop rapping right now, man. You need to save that. We going to the studio.
So he just right away said, I'm taking you into the studio and you're gonna spit some
Sure
shit.
did. Sure did, man. Yeah, he took me
Wow.
straight to the studio, from the bus to the studio.
So I guess in this was in Oakland where this
No,
occurred.
this occurred in Kansas City, Missouri. Uh,
Oh,
Deco D, he's from San Francisco, but he's got family in Kansas City, Missouri too.
Okay, because
Hmm.
you have a little history, kind of going between Cali and Kansas or Missouri. Sorry, Missouri.
Yes, I do. I have family out there as well. I moved from California to Kansas City as a kid. Roughly around third grade, and
Hmm.
but I still have family members out there to this day, and I frequently visit L.A. and the Bay Area as well. I have family up there too in Sacramento and stuff like that. So I'm always between Kansas City and and going back to California.
Man, back and
Yeah.
forth. Well, and here's interesting about your little the recording you guys did over at Deco D's house.
Hmm.
You brought it home, and
Yeah.
you're like, I don't want my parents to hear this shit.
Oh man, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, it was oh man, I still remember the verse, man. The verse was pretty wild for a 12-year-old, And I just remember popping that tape in and my stepdad, rest in peace. But he really believed in my music, but as a kid, I came in and I popped the cassette in and I turned it up, just a little bit in my room where I could hear it. And
Right? Yeah.
he heard the sounds coming out there and he know my voice. And he said, "Hey man, what the hell is that?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, I was recording around the corner, with the with Deco D." He's like, "Oh, okay, okay." Shut the door and he popped it back open. He said, "Hey man, turn that shit up." I turned it up, man, and yeah, it had profanity in there, and you know, I think one of the bars in there, I said I'm going real deep like a fuck pussy hole, Deuce Lucky. It was a lot of shit in there, but and he loved that part. You know what I mean? So
Right.
just actually hearing me on a tape, and when my mom got home, he couldn't wait to tell her about it. And I thought I
Yeah.
was gonna get an
Damn.
ass whooping, man. To be honest with you.
Well, yeah, because you're making this music, and you're like, well, your parents
Yeah.
would normally get on you if you
Oh
just
yeah.
be around the house, talking
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
So, but
But
from there, man, they hooked you up. I like your story because I read your bio,
yeah.
and you were talking about how they got you. By the way, I used to do music myself, so
Yeah.
my shit was the Casio 670,
Oh hell yeah.
which I
Oh
love, man.
yeah. That's
And
some that's
go
some
ahead.
good gear, man.
Oh yeah, loved it. It was like well, it wasn't my first keyboard. It was like, but it was once I graduated, I got got into,
Hmm.
you know, but then I got the Dr. Rhythm 550, and I like how
Yeah.
you were talking about how you didn't want to read the instructions, you know,
True. True, man. Yeah,
because
I just wanted to get busy.
I, I'm laughing because the same shit happened to me when I got my Dr. Rhythm. I didn't want to
Hmm.
do the same thing. I don't manuals confuse me, so
Yeah.
then I had to go grab my brother who had the technical mindset. I'm like,
Hmm.
dude, can you show me how to make a beat with this thing? And keep in
Totally.
mind, he's no
Totally.
musician. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So he fucked around with it. And he showed me some basic things. And I'm just
Yep.
like, okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, that's all you need. That's all you need.
Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
those basics down. If you can hold one button, one button has multi functions. And
Yep.
and it's pretty much on and on from there. Just trial and error and experimentation, man. And that's kind of what it was with me growing up. They bought me a mixer and two tape decks, and I started messing around with RCA cables and just learning how to make things work together. And yeah, man, from the old school, man, had Radio Shack. That's when we had Radio Shack around. You can get all that
Dude,
realistic stuff.
you're giving me flashbacks, man. I'm telling you, talking about RC cables and all that shit.
Oh yeah, oh yeah,
hooking, hooking things together and playing things backward. For us, we had the
oh yeah.
APH.
That was cutting edge. That was
oh,
cutting edge right there.
oh, yeah. You're like, damn, I made some damn near studio worthy shit in my bedroom.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
So,
most definitely, man.
but so then what happened, man? That you just kind of you kind of left off with the story. So
Oh,
you're making music, and then what happened?
mhm. Well, so I started making music, and later evolved to friends coming over to the house and started getting really good with just the sound, alone, and making beats. And at the time I just had this Yamaha keyboard, and for me to do like multi-layer tracks, I would have to, take the same tape and do a lot of overdubbing. So I had another friend, rest in peace, Slicks Gotcha. He was with MFR, Major Factor record label, with Rich the Factor. I don't know if you heard of
Oh,
Rich the
Rich,
Factor.
I know Rich. Yeah, I know Rich the
Well,
Factor. Yeah.
that's his cousin. That's one of his cousins. And
Oh wow.
me and Slicks, Jabril as I call him, real good friend of mine. And we had this multimedia class, and he's like, "Man, you can make beats." I was like, "Yeah." He like, if I steal this dang on rolling this rolling drum machine, you gonna make me some beats.
So he's got a
I'm
jacket drum machine for you.
Yeah, he did. He took it from the school, man.
Oh
He took it
wow.
from the multimedia class, man, and he brought it straight to my house. And I hooked it up, and I was like, he's like, man, yeah, I want you to make a beat. I'm like, right now? He like, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know. I don't even know how to work this thing, but I made him a couple beats, and we just rap on my mixer and record the tape. Just sometimes you get like two tracks or whatever, put the echo effect on it. But
Oh
it was
yeah.
just it was fun, man, back then because everybody wanted to hear themselves. When we didn't have all this stuff we got now, where everybody had some equipment around. You can record on anything, like your phone and stuff
I
like
was
that.
just
We
gonna
didn't
say your
have that.
phone now. You can just do some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, we didn't have none of that stuff. And so that was my first introduction to doing music. And later on, I would always just write music and stuff, and I started going to Paseo High School, and it's a performing arts high school, and they had a multimedia room in there with top of the line equipment. Um, one of my friends that went there, he goes by the name of Lil Ronnie.
Okay.
uh, and I mean, at that time, he was into drums, he was in the band and stuff. But later on, he became one to produce uh, for So Def, from Bow
Oh.
Wow to Ruben Studdard, stuff
Oh
like
shit.
that. Yeah, R. Kelly, things like that. So there's a lot of people that came from Paseo Performing Arts that excelled with music and things like that, or still they're still doing music to this day. So yeah,
Man.
man. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I'm surprised being from Kansas City, you never brushed with Tech Nine.
Oh yeah, I know Tech Nine. I know Nine really well.
Really?
Yeah, yeah, really well. If people probably might see on my website or even on my social media and stuff. Tech. I've been to masquerades with Tech. To have Tech, he's came to my house. I've been to his house.
Oh,
Uh, but I'm a real humble person, and
yeah.
kind of modest too, to a fault. And I've had him in my house and didn't even show him my music.
Wow. You know what? And I feel that.
you
I
know,
understand.
and it's kind of one of them things like, man, and he knows I do music. I've sent him music and stuff, and before even when I first started and things like that. But I was just like, I'm just gonna pave my way and just kind of let him see what I'm working with, and eventually he'll come check me out, and
Right.
maybe I can get on some Tech Nine tracks.
Man, that's what I'm saying. I'm surprised you haven't been
Yeah.
on a Tech Nine track yet, you know?
Hey man, we putting it into the air, man, into the universe. So I wouldn't
I-
be surprised if it doesn't happen. He actually texted me today because I had sent him a track that I had just did for a new project that I got coming out, and he said he was gonna check him out. So hey, this might be
oh,
the universe, working together, man. Who knows,
it
man?
would be nice, man. That would be cool. And you've
Yeah.
never had a record deal or anything, have you?
No, I haven't. I've met with people, for record deals and things like that. Met with producers. I mean, I've worked with a lot of different artists. Even my last two songs, features that I did some hooks for. Sung on some hooks for my cousin. He used to go by Strict Nine. Now he goes by Phineas Israel Gad.
Hmm.
He does truth music, and
Huh.
yeah, so he's got a new album that's getting ready to come out. I featured on the track with Little Boosie. and
Oh,
another track with KRS-One.
see, but
So
okay. Wow.
yeah, so I'm hoping, it grows legs and creates some fan base because, you know, I had it took me a little while to start dropping music,
Mhm.
like I would put music out sometimes like on SoundCloud and things like that. I've produced, for a lot of people, and you know, I have a library full of music, and people that actually know me, they come over to my house and they hear some of the stuff I got in my studio, and they like, dude, why isn't that out? I'm like, well, I'm just waiting. I wanna perfect this sound, or I want this feature, or it's always something, going on. I'm a
Right.
family guy too, and so my music has taken a back burner, a lot, due to just things, that just happen. And like I said, uh was it 2015, I was involved in a pretty bad fire, so I had suffered some second and third degree burns on my legs and my arm, and I had to sit down in the hospital, man, to recover. And that made me, take a hiatus from music. I didn't care about doing music, at all.
Mm.
And then one day I just kind of got back in the studio, started, making music and doing things, and and I still really didn't take it really serious at all much. And when the pandemic hit, went through a divorce and things, and again, that made my music take a back burner too, so
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, man. And I just say this, it wasn't really until I did that song with for Colorado Pet Patrol. And then here recently, a friend of mine's, Abellini, he happened to come over and he's like, dude, when are you gonna put this music out? You got too much music. And he kind of put some fire on my ass. So I got a lot of projects coming out now.
I see. Well, now, do you mind talking about the situation with the fire
Oh
was?
yeah,
That's
yeah, no problem. Yeah, it was a February day. I had just started this job, and I'm a car guy. So
oh,
and back then I always keep a nice collection of cars, but at this time I had a Corvette, an '87 Corvette C4, and I was just putting a fuel pump in, just changing the fuel pump out,
mhm.
and those cars, the gas tank is on the top, and
Okay.
so sometimes when it rains, you might end up with a little bit of water in your gas tank. So they later changed that design. Now I have a C6 Corvette, but anyway, I changed that fuel pump out and drained the gas tank, and I had two 5-gallon buckets, and one contained watery gas that I siphoned from the tank, and the other one contained like soapy water.
Mm.
And both barrels really look the same, so it's easy to like mistake them.
Ah,
And at the time, my cousin, which he actually helped save my life. What I'm saying? He did save my life. Uh, he was in the car and we got the car fired up. We were so damn happy that we got the car fired up, and he gave it some gas, and next thing you know, some of the leaves that were underneath the car, they caught fire. Due from the hot exhaust and possibly
oh,
some of the gas underneath the car. So
right.
he backed the car up. He backed the car up, and some flames kind of shot out. And just thinking, in an instant, his kids next door, they were playing in the yard. And I'm like, man, I got to get this fire put out. So you're thinking quick because you don't want your car to catch fire,
Right.
as well as you don't want the fire to spread. So I go to reach to grab one of the buckets, which I believe to be the soapy water.
Oh
And no,
no,
yeah,
it's
you
the
know what I
gas.
mean? Yeah, so when I
Oh
threw it, oh my God, man, it was like a big ass flame, what I'm saying? Just
oh,
just
shit.
just emitted, and my cousin, he's inside of the car and he's kind of jumping out of the car, because he's like, man, what the hell,
Right.
and he's like, hey, cuz, man, your pants leg is on fire, right?
Oh
And
fuck.
man, the kind of person I am, I always keep a positive attitude about everything. So I find humor in everything. So he tells me my pants legs on fire. So the first thing you learn is to stop, drop, and roll, right?
Right.
So I go get in the grass, man, and I stop, drop, I'm rolling, right? But I put my hands in my pants, to grab my joint. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because you
oh
gotta
shit.
you gotta protect your peace, right?
Yeah,
So,
your dick.
so I'm like,
Right.
oh shit, So I'm rolling in the grass, man. My cousin beats the flames off of me and everything. And my wife at the time, she had this big old punch bowl full of water, and she, splashed it in my face, But I can only imagine how long it took her probably letting that punch bowl fill up with water.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
in that instant, like everything is you gotta move fast. But the crazy thing, while my cousin was going to put the flames out on the car and everything, I walk in the house and I'm kind of disoriented too, and I got adrenaline pumping in, all this dopamine, and I remember dropping my pants and telling my wife, "Hey, I still got my joint," you know.
That's
But
the
my
most important thing. My dick is
yeah.
still here, right?
Meanwhile, my legs, all the skin on my legs, man, is burned. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's like a white flesh tone, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, so we had to rush. She drove me to the hospital, and man, I passed out probably about 2 or 3 times in the car on the way there.
Oh Jesus.
Uh, but God is so good, man, to me, man. I got there to the ER, and I happened to see a classmate. She saw me walking, you know, and she was driving an ambulance, and she actually stopped the ambulance, went in, grabbed this big ass wheelchair, put me in the wheelchair, and pushed me straight back to the burn unit. And
Oh.
I'm no paperwork, no nothing. Just get him done now. you know. so
Only you could do it, man.
yeah, man. I fully recovered, man. But like I said, it took me about a year. I was in the hospital 4 months, 4 months on my couch, and 4 months rehabilitation. Learning to
Shit.
walk again and all that stuff. But man, by the grace of God, I'm still here. I'm healed up, man, and I feel better than ever. I'm
Yeah.
actually blessed, for that fire because it made me think about things in life differently. And
That
I was always a pretty cool person, but I think this made me cooler. So I got baptized by fire on my chest.
that real baptism by fire.
Yeah,
You know, well,
yeah, most
you know what
deaf.
happened? Yeah, see, your adrenaline was rushing.
Yeah,
So you just panicking. So you just grab the first bucket, throw it
oh
down,
yeah.
and it's like, fuck, it's
Yeah,
gas, you know?
yeah. I'm like, man, I'm talking about that fireball was so big, man. I'm like, ooh, what the hell? But man, I tell you, man, and then my poor car, man, I'm like, oh man, after I got well and everything, now I'm like, man, what happened to my car, man? And I ended up selling it, and I still made some good money off the car. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure they could have fixed it. One of the quarter panels was burned up pretty bad. Those cars are fiberglass, so.
oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I ended up getting quite a few replacements after that. So
Man. Well, you know what
yeah.
happened? You know what happened, dude? It was the element of surprise.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
It's the element of
yeah.
surprise, which is another track we're gonna play by you, man, because this shit, I love it. After we play this, we'll come back and we'll talk some more about it.
Okay. No
But
doubt, no doubt.
this
For
shit is
sure.
banging, man. The element of surprise, man. Royce Krispie, and so we're gonna rock this shit. And we'll be right back on Nothing Sacred, bitches.
Surprises, headshots, no CPR. Kill a city where they slide through shit shots in the car. Then pull it back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard. Surprise, headshots, no CPR. Kill a city where they slide through and send shots to the car. Then pull back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard. Another day, another murder in my town. They said they got on his ass with 100 rounds. I love my city though as wicked as it sounds. You gotta be careful cause every day you might go down. R.I.P. Fat Tone, R.I.P. Mac Dre. It's the same damn story from KC to the Bay. Cause niggas will pull up on you in a heartbeat, clap you from the backseat and slide off hitting the stick and all you hear is dual exhaust. Or early AM homicide talking 3 o'clock in the morning, getting woke up out your sleep by bullet shells while you snoring. It don't matter if it's dry rain, snow, or pour. You get to having too much fun, they get to dumping cause they bored. I could've sworn I seen them niggas circle twice in that Ford. 40 rounds out of that drum, they let them have it in that Accord. It was a nigga, a bitch, and a baby in the back. They heard the baby crying, so them niggas double back. Surprise, it's headshots, no CPR. Killing city where they slide through shit, shots in the car. Then pull back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard. Surprise, headshots, no CPR. Killing city where they slide through and send shots to the car. Then pull back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard. If you don't know ball, people spit combinations. 223, 70.62s from NATO. Semi-auto stillies get hung out the O's mobility. Haha, boy, don't be silly. I mean, if you don't need to hang around, don't hang around. When you see that same car twice, he'll be hanging around with his arm and his AR out, ready to air y'all out. Little niggas know what I'm talking about. Leaving you twitching with your rod ripped up, blood all in your guts, leaking out the door of your 84 cut. Chopping factors down over crumbs. Little niggas is bums. Some of them from the burbs, but perpetrating the slums. I guess they got a point to prove, but not to me. It's gonna take more than killing houses and kids to be a G. Gotta stand on your own too, build a legacy. But these niggas too high to listen to a real G. Surprise, it's headshots, no CPR. Killing city where they slide through shit, shots in the car. Then pull back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard. Surprise, headshots, no CPR. Killing city where they slide through and send shots to the car. Then pull back up like DVR. Double backing on that ass, KC goes hard.
Oh.
Okay, bitches, we're back. The element, apply pressure.
Yeah, so
Man, okay, now here's the thing. Listening to that song, you sound like you really know what you're talking about, man. You must have been around that or something.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Anything, I actually write. It's stuff that I've either witnessed, seen, or been involved in myself, man.
Man.
So yeah.
Well,
I came up in that era. You had to, it had to be authentic, So yeah,
I love it. I love that because that's the thing now, man. Some kids just get in the booth and just say dumb shit, and because you use a little bit of profanity or talk about doing Molly or whatever the fuck it is.
Oh yeah, man.
Now you're a rapper all of a sudden,
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
We want that authenticity. That's where I come from too. So
for sure,
like the line where you said they heard a baby crying, so they doubled back.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna not leave anybody in this
and
car alive.
That kind of stuff, man, happens, and it's like for me when I do music, man, it's like I feel like it's like reporting, that's all it is. It's not really glorifying, it's just reporting, what's seen and what goes on, and just giving awareness to what happens, on a daily,
Right.
Just reality.
Who was it? Was it MC8 that said that? We're street reporters. I think it was.
I think it might have been. I want to say it might have been Easy, man. That
might have been
said that. Yeah, definitely. But that's what they did. I mean, and Ice Cube, that's what they did, man. They was reporters, man. That's all rap is, man. Rappers, they report what they see. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's life. But like I said, I love the authenticity, the way you paint the picture with your vocals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see that much anymore. That's what I was kind of drawn to you because I was like, okay, this guy isn't just making some corny ass YouTube wrap up. This is like some shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I enjoy doing storytelling, man. This next project that I'm coming out with, it has I'm still recording it. It may be about I'm going for about 12 to 13 tracks. A friend of mine told me, he was like, man, you can just stop right now, man. You're good. Just put it out. But I still think I got some more stories I want to tell. So
right.
But I enjoy the storytelling, man, because it especially if you're able to actually paint a picture, for people they can actually feel and feel the music and bring back memories or if they can actually feel the vibe, you know what I mean? Yeah, I just think that's really important. Like I want them to feel the music, because I grew up listening to some of the greatest rappers, man. You had Scarface, right? You had Tupac, Ice Cube, of course, you had the guys from Outkast, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, so it's like, and I'm leaving out a lot of people, from Nas to Cool
Oh,
G Rap, you know what I
oh,
mean? So
shit, yes.
yeah, yeah, man. It's Mac Dre. Oh yeah, man. The list goes on, man. So
Right, right.
yeah, definitely.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, it's like somebody who could actually make you feel like you're there.
Yeah, yeah.
Like when you listen to I think that's what's missing now because you'll hear rappers from certain region. Like you hear a rapper from Oakland. He doesn't
Hmm.
sound like he's from Oakland. He sounds like
Yeah.
he's from down south or something.
Yeah, that is so true, man. I've seen that, over the years. I dropped my first project, official project, back in 2006, and by then I wasn't going by Royce Crispy. It was going by Tubbs. That's my last name.
That's okay. That's what I was
TUHBZ.
going to ask you. Your first rap name. What was that? What was your
Tubbs, man.
Tubbs was your first
TUHBZ.
rap name?
Yep. And that and that project, I had it was a project I made really for myself. Be honest with you, I
Uh,
wasn't worried about trying to make music for other people. And I had storytelling on there and stuff like that, and I just felt like during that time I just really wanted to make something. I did a whole album, no cussing.
oh,
Yeah, I didn't have any profanity in there, right?
right, right.
And the first on the intro, I had sampled the Whispers. It's called a song called "Gotta Do Wrong," and
Okay.
it was this one part in there that I sampled these lows. Nobody heard me, and it's funny because I maybe put out about 5,000 of those copies of that album, and I sold them. I did pretty well with it, and but I still feel like didn't nobody hear me, So
Right.
when I came back as Royce Crispy, more people heard me, you
Mm,
know.
that's
Yeah,
interesting. Could it
yeah.
have been the name you think that was just like who's Tubbs? Who fucking
I,
cares?
I honestly think it may be the beat selection. You know,
Ah,
um, the first time I put that first project out, those were like some of my first beats I had, started making, like because I hadn't made beats in a while, and then I first got, some equipment, and I produced 100% of the album. So, and I was just kind of making beats I liked,
yeah,
and
yeah,
when I did the Royce Crispy project, it's out on the internet in bits and pieces on Reverb Nation, things like that. I may actually take it down and get it uploaded on iTunes and stuff like that.
yeah.
Maybe in the next couple weeks or so. But I had more liver presence, and of course, it was a different era. So and I switched my flow up. So that made it easier for people to gravitate to the music. Because I have more up tempo beats,
Right,
liver hooks, and I was a bit more seasoned. You know what I mean? So I think
right.
that did help.
It's
Yeah.
funny, man. Like when making your first shit, you think it's the dopest, and then all of a sudden
Oh
you realize you
man.
make better music, and then what's fucked up is some friend of yours will come along and be like, "Man, what happened to the stuff you used to do?" And you're like, "I don't ever want to hear that shit again."
Exactly, man. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, And uh one of my matter of fact, my son, he'll be 13 this year.
Uh-huh.
And one day, I mean this was years ago, but one day he found my first project, on the internet, and he was like, "Man, that song All Business is hard, Daddy. What you gonna do with that?" I'm like, "It's on the internet. You can listen to it." He's like, "Man, you gotta remake that, man. You gotta use the same lyrics." I'm like, "Yeah, I guess."
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I guess us as our
Hmm.
worst critics, we always think we get better,
Oh
as
yeah. Oh
musician or
yeah.
so.
Yeah,
Wow.
that is the best part I like about music, that uh you can make some things that are timeless. And kind of going back to what you were saying, I always kept my style, I never tried to sound like anybody. Of course, we all, every rapper is influenced by other rappers,
Oh yeah.
because that's what makes you want to do it. But I was always influenced by, Ice Cube, of course, Eazy-E. I loved his voice, and DJ Quick. I like the fact that he made his own beats,
Oh yeah.
and Too Short. I loved his storytelling. Because Too Short, he could rap about the girls and things like that, but he'll always give you some kind of game.
Right.
E40, my uncle introduced me to E40. I was like in the 5th grade, and I was like, man, this shit is tight. The drought season, and
Right, right.
yeah, man. So just hearing them and the E40 to click, the Be Legits, and all that stuff, man, and listening to Nas, and those guys having some crazy vocabularies and the way they could ride the beat and actually make those words fit in the pocket of the beat.
Right,
I always saw that as like, man, that, like, I gotta be able to do that.
right,
And
right.
it's just, I feel like everybody should only try to be themselves.
Yeah.
Because when you try to emulate somebody else, you may be able to do a good job at it, but you can never be better than being yourself.
It comes back to the authenticity we're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, exactly. So I just felt like, I'm not finna. I'm from, I know where I'm from, and I see where the wave is. Maybe it's some South music, or maybe it's West Coast has got it this year, or whatever. But I'm not finna, start trying to sound like, somebody else just to, sell a record. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like, man,
yeah,
that's not. Well, you make well, there's several things. You make beats too. I
yeah.
see that. So anybody want beats, get at Royce, man.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, you can go to the website roycektv.com, or you can catch me on Instagram at Royce Krispie. And yeah, just hit me in the inbox. I'm a pretty cool, chill dude. We could discuss prices, things like that,
Yeah.
whatever, split sheets, all that stuff, man. It's all good.
Well, you got different beats even on your YouTube channels, and you say it's like a Scarface beat or an E40 beat, and you're
Yeah.
listening, and you're like, son of a bitch. It's a wide variety of stuff. You're not just a one. That's the problem with a lot of producers. You can kind of tell,
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, I can tell that's Bobcat or DJ Bob or
Yeah.
whoever. You're like, okay, that's
Right,
got to
right.
be whoever. This
Yeah.
person. But in your case, man, you definitely have a diverse
Yes.
ability to make a lot of different stuff,
Oh
man.
yeah, oh yeah. I like to experiment with different sounds, and again, when it comes to with production and stuff, you want to be able to cater to masses. So you know, it's like, if and I like, but my signature sound is the trunk. Like, I grew up in that era where everybody had some 15s in their trunk,
Oh yeah,
two 18s in the trunk. So I want your trunk to rattle. So that's my signature. My signature sound is bass. So I always make sure I capture that low end all the time. That is essential. So if you
you
get a beat from Royce K, man,
you know
it's gonna
why?
have some. It's gonna have some beat.
You know why? Because
Oh,
Royce
wow.
K did it, so you know it's
No,
got to
it's got to
slap,
slap. That's right, man. Hey, man, you did your homework, man.
man. Of course. Like I said, I was listening
Yeah,
because I want to hear what else you did. It was a sort of a selfish situation, I'm like,
yeah,
I want to hear
yeah,
his other music. Let's see what else he got. And
man.
which I saw on your YouTube channel, you had. I don't know if these were projects or something. Like you have something called the Syndicate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just dropped the syndicate. I want to say about almost going on 2 weeks now. I dropped the syndicate, and then that's with my boy Block Zo Heavy. He's out of St. Joe, Missouri. That's about 45 minutes away from Kansas City.
Okay.
But yeah, man, shout out to Zo, man. He Block Zo Heavy, but he's dope, man. He's real dope. Y'all got to
Man,
check him out, man.
Block So, and the other guy you were doing, the other project looks like it's called the Resume.
Yeah, Rose Gold Resume.
Rose Gold
That's
Resume.
my,
Yeah,
yeah, my boy, 39 Bill, man. That's my brother right there, man. Good dude. Yeah, we came together and put that EP together real quick, and yeah, we got a lot more coming. I just really wanted to get some stuff out, and to kind of get this ball rolling for the year. And so I said, since my buddy Abe came over, he was like, "Man, when you gonna put some stuff out?" So I put those two projects out plus a single just to show him, man, I ain't playing, man. I'm serious.
like I want to do this. Well,
Yeah,
like you said, you just dropped that Syndicate project like 2 weeks ago. It's like
yeah,
you're just dropping shit left and right.
yeah.
More so than somebody. That's what I'm saying. You don't need a record deal
Nah,
because
man. I
all the
need some
stuff you've
distribution.
accomplished. you,
Yeah,
you're the record label. You are your own record label, man.
most definitely, most definitely. I got some really good friends around. My buddy D-Lo the doctor. he's a producer too, and we real close, and talk to him every day, and sometimes I always he'll send me a beat. He be like, man, what can you do with this? And I'll send it right back. He like, damn, man, you didn't make that sucker alive. So there's I sing, so I'll sing and like 3-part harmonies, to the tracks, and I'll write a track out, 2 verses, 3 verses sometimes, and I do it pretty quick, man. So
Just and it's good. It's good quality. This isn't
hmm
like I don't mean to talk shit, but it's not Master P,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it got to a point, man, where he was just dropping stuff all the time, and it
Oh,
was all formulaic and
yep,
boring, and
yeah. Yeah, because he was mass producing so much stuff, during that time. I think he had, I don't know how many projects, man, he dropped in a month. But
right.
golly, man, it seemed like he was dropping every day. You know what I mean?
I think he was
Uh
at a point where he was trying to get something out every 2 weeks, from what
yeah, he really
I remember.
was, man. Yeah, he was and you know what? I watched the interview with Beats by the Pound, and shout out to them guys, man, because you have to think, man, for a project to come out, who's making all the beats? Who's doing all this mixing?
Right.
And he even said, he felt like it was like he was kind of doing some cookie cutter stuff because everything, started sounding the same and he wasn't able to put the love into it. And I feel
Oh,
like sometimes when you do drop so fast and you just keep reaching to put out a project, you're not really giving it that love or that quality check, as far as maybe it be the lyrical content or things like that, but I would say on the tank, man, he had some hard hitters, man, from Mr. Servon to
no question.
Mac, oh man,
Mac and AK and shit. He
oh
had
my,
Snoop on that label, man. I mean,
oh heck yeah, man. And you can't forget about Soldier Slim,
Oh
like he
yeah,
was like a Tupac, from the South, man. So yeah, he had some hitters on there, man. But yeah, you just it's just the biggest thing is the quality, man, like you say, man. And I just try to, now when I make stuff, I make it for myself, but I always think about others, like, can somebody ride to this? Can somebody feel the lyrics of this? I want
right.
them to appreciate the music, just as much as I do. You know what I mean?
Well, that goes back to the formulaic thing I was talking about earlier. Like, you were saying Beats by the Pound. The guy, they were making stuff that was just all
hmm
sounding the same. Where with you, nothing sounds the same. It's like you can do a variety of different stuff.
Yes,
I could never
yes,
say, well,
yes. I
but
actually got a East Coast based tape coming out. That's the one I'm working on right now, and I more or less, did a lot. I want to say all of the beats are done by my buddy Corbin. You know what I mean? So
okay,
he wanted to produce some stuff, and I heard some of his music, and I'm like, man, you know what? Let me do something different. I'm gonna have you produce, for me. And there's only a couple people I allow, to produce for me, and that's my buddy D-Lo the Doctor, and my buddy Corbin. And yeah, Corbin just started sending me beats like left and right, and I'm killing them and I'm sending them back, and he like, oh man, hold on, you got to get this one now. So it's been a challenge as well, but
right.
yeah, I'm definitely up for the challenge. But I can't wait for everybody to hear this project, man. This is gonna be dope. It's very different from from some of my other stuff. And so yeah, if you want some good lyrics and you know and some nice beats to ride to, this is gonna definitely be the tape.
Well, you mentioned some like doing East Coast stuff on there. So is it like boom bap type stuff or what?
Yeah, it's got some of the boom bap, feel to it. It puts you in the mind of like Alchemist,
Oh,
production. You know what I'm saying? My buddy Corbin, man, he's real dope, man. So, yeah, he made me come with it. You know what I'm saying on this one, and I mean every beat that he sent me. So it's not really I won't. It's not real bass heavy. It's not a bass heavy project,
most New York
but
stuff isn't really,
nah,
you know,
and it's more, it's more drums, what I'm saying, more drums and
and lyrics.
sounds.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
more drum sounds and lyrics, yeah, for sure. And
yeah.
yeah, so I think people are really gonna appreciate this, man, for real.
That's
So
will that be on your YouTube?
Yeah, it's gonna be on YouTube,
Okay,
iTunes,
cool.
Spotify, everything. And on this project, I got tracks for every emotion. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be really dope. For some people, if you're not feeling one track, I guarantee you're gonna feel something on there. You know what I mean? So
Right, right.
uh, I definitely got some stuff, for brothers for heartbreak. I got some stuff on there, for just riding, things that reflect back in the day. Stuff for the ladies. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So it's
right.
going on, man.
Man, so that's something. So we got to keep checking your channel for all that
Oh
stuff.
yeah,
That's where
yeah, most definitely.
and you're on all musical platforms, right? Like Amazon and those guys too.
Yes. Yep.
Oh
Sure
man,
am.
dude,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you've accomplished so much already. You don't need a record deal. You
Yeah,
don't.
man. Hey, yeah, I just need them. I just need them listeners, man. That's it, man. And just keep dropping this music. They'll gravitate. I think just the more stuff that I put out. I've done some collabs with a lot of artists, and some of the collabs I haven't even put out yet. And I really don't plan on to put out the collabs so much just yet because I actually want people to check me out.
Okay, so you don't want to say who you've collabed with.
Oh yeah,
Just
yeah, yeah, yeah. Like I said, uh, KRS-One, Lil
oh,
Boosie, Jimmy Waters, man. He's out of Riverside, California. Uh, and yeah, he real dope, man. I linked up with him about a year ago, and actually opened up for him, man. Shout out to Jimmy Waters, man. Real cool dude, man. I'm telling you, man. He got some dope music. But I collabed with him, and matter of fact, on quite a few tracks, and he even produced the track for me too. So man, he showed me a lot of love. I worked with Al Pacino before. Man, there's so many other ones. I've produced for Rich the Factor.
right.
Uh, I just can't think of everybody just
Now
offhand. Just
I'm
but
tripping off KRS-One because that's a dude from my era, you know.
yeah,
And so, did you guys converse and say, man, this is what we're gonna do? How
man.
how that
It
come
was
together?
really my cousin, man. He's the one that just hooked everything up. You know what I'm saying? So, just shout out to him. He told me he needed a hook for a song. So I'm like, okay, all right, cool. So uh I hear the track, but I didn't hear anybody, I didn't hear no verses or any of this stuff. And I send the track back to him, and he's like, "Oh my god, man, this thing is dope." He's like, "Man, wait till I tell you who's going on here." And I'm like, "Okay,
So you had no clue who was gonna
And
stick
I
on the
ain't have a
track.
clue who I ain't have a clue who was gonna be on this track. But when he told me, I'm like, "What? Oh my god, this is crazy, man." You know what I mean? Like I would have never believed it. And then
Right.
I got to I've heard the verse on there with KRS-One since he's mixed it, but it was over the phone. So he's like, "Yeah, you gotta wait."
What's now? Is that out? Is that particular song
No,
out?
no,
It's
it's
not.
not out yet. This is coming out on his new project.
Okay.
And then the other one, he told me Little Boosie, but again he did the same thing. He like, "Hey man, I need you to do a hook for this." So I sung the hook on there, and he's like, "All right, wait till you hear who's going to be on this." And I'm like, "Who?" He's like, "Lil Boosie." I'm like, "Oh my god, like
And did he
dang,
say it
dude,
that casually? Like, little
yeah."
Bootsy.
Yeah, yeah, that's how he is. Yeah, he's real laid back.
Wow.
He's cool. He's like, "Yeah, I got Lil Boosie on there." I'm like, "What?" Like, damn,
Wow.
dude, you just surprising me, man. He's done that to me. I've done stuff with Messy Marv.
Oh wow.
Uh, Another guy, Turf Talk.
Oh
Matter
yeah,
of
yeah.
fact, E40's cousin, Turf Talk.
That's
Uh,
funny. My
and
buddy Renacy did some stuff with Turf Talk too.
oh, for real, yeah,
Yeah,
man.
I
That's
don't know if
what's
you've heard
up,
of
man.
Renacy.
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have?
Uh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
have you heard of Cousin Feek?
That name sounds familiar too.
Yeah, he's done some stuff. He's out in the Bay, man. Shout out to Feek, man. But I've done some stuff for Feek, and it's another guy, Cousin Spook. Have you ever heard of him?
Cousin Spook. I don't think so, but maybe.
Man, another dude out of the Bay, man. But yeah, man, I've done some stuff for him too, man. But it's just so many people. At one point in time, I had so many people just sending me stuff, and I would listen to their stuff on YouTube or whatever links they send me, and they just
Right.
want to collab, and I do the collab and I send it off to them, and shit, it's just another song in the wind, you know what I mean? But
Right.
man, I'm always open to work with other people, in different states and cities, man, because it just shows my ability to adapt, my flow, and
Yeah.
be able to add, a piece of me to their music. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, it's like we were saying, it isn't city, like somebody could be from a certain city, but they
Mm-hmm.
don't have that city sound anymore. It's almost like,
Right.
there's
Right.
some weird,
Yeah.
like melting pot or something that they've fallen
Yeah.
into,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. It's crazy because funny you say that too, because back in the day, right? We
Mhm.
used to we could look at certain people, you'd be like, oh man, he's from New York or something. Or
Right.
he's from the West Coast. Oh, he's
Right.
from down south. He's from here. Now you really can't do that so much because it's the internet.
Yeah.
Because now, everybody pretty much dresses the same. Like you can find some people, in Texas, wearing the same stuff they wear in LA, same stuff they wear in New York. So it's just, I guess, some of the identity, as you say, man, it has been lost, you
It
know.
has.
And I just, I consider myself, a guy from the Midwest. Even though I have, strong ties to the West Coast. I even moved back, to Kansas City, in the mid 2000s, and from Seattle, and I stayed out there for some years, and I got another guy, Big Squeeze. Out there. He works with the East Siders and a lot of
Oh,
people, man. Shout out to Big Squeeze, but I've worked with him too, and I met him when I was out there. But I just try to stay authentic to my Kansas City roots, my Missouri roots, and
right.
just make what I make and just sound like me as much as possible. You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, man,
I, I
just
mean,
that way.
I would have thought you were from the Bay, actually, just by
Yeah,
hearing some of the stuff you do.
and I get that a lot, because like I say, coming from the West Coast, originally, and then just growing up listening to a lot of West Coast music, and that's just that is my sound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Uh, but it's just at the same time, I'm like, all right, you know what? Let me put a twist on this and make this me. You know what I mean? If possible.
Right.
But yeah, man, a lot of people, from the West Coast, they'll hear my music and they're like, damn, man, that's dope, man. Like, but they hear the Midwest, in my voice,
Right.
so that kind of makes it, that kind of shapes it, a certain type of way, and makes it have a distinct sound for
Yeah.
sure.
No doubt. No doubt. Actually,
Yeah.
speaking of a Bay Area ish track, I want to jump into my Cutlass.
Oh
Cutlass.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
That's my joint right there, boy.
because
Shout
that's
out
some.
to my boy D-Lo the Doctor, man. He did that beat right there.
Oh, that was him who did that. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yep,
So
yep.
this is, yeah, because this is very, very Bay Area ish in my mind. Because, they're always talking about their cars and their
Oh
posi
yeah.
rear, this and that,
Oh
whatever.
yeah, oh yeah. Yeah,
So
man.
it's a sideshow song. That's what
Oh,
it
for
is.
sure, man. I'm a car nut, man. Everybody who knows me knows, man. I'm a car junkie, man. I love cars, and so when I heard that beat, man, he made it specifically for me, man. So he's like, dude, you can kill this. I'm like, all right, Ben, no problem. And then I heard it and I just started singing that hook, so it made me sing that hook, and I sung the hook first, and then I just started writing the lyrics, just flowed after that, man.
You say
Yeah.
my Cutlass.
Yeah.
It's interesting. You put an interesting spin on that.
Oh
So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So we're going to jump into that real quick. So hang out with us, and then we're going to come back and talk to you a little more. So
For
here we
sure.
go. Rolling in my Cutlass. Swing tight ones to this one at the sideshow.
For
Yeah.
sure. Uh-huh. Oh shit. It ain't nothing like a G-body. I'm finna spin it. I just got it out the shop. Fresh LSY, figure 8 and outside of the shop. Cutty mags on the letter ties. About to hit the storage unit so I can swap it with some Vogues and wires. Seat laid back,
chopping on my celly. Dodging potholes while I'm sliding through the belly. Dropping off truffles, you can hear a motor muffle. Trunk rattling like a motherfucker. Got the back tucking, got that KC squat. With the pipes out the side, hear them boilers pop. Foam cup in my hand, this ain't no soda pop. What's in my lap? Yeah, that'll make a sucker's heart stop. AC blowing with the windows down. Why you do that? So motherfuckers can hear my sound. Got the doors decorated like a motherfucking tree. Got 8, 6.5, and 4-inch tweets. 4-barrel 4-speed duels in my cutlass. In my cutlass. In my cutlass. In my cutlass. 4-barrel 4-speed duels in my cutlass. In my cutlass. In my cutlass. Got my first cutlass when I was 17. Bench seats, column shifting, I was riding clean. Had the wood grain and the shift knob. Every center in the trunk and had hella throb. Barely seeing over the steering wheel. Niggas hating, but I ain't giving a fuck. I'm pulling whole steel. Knocking hard, head bobbing 6x915s a tweet. Getting thumbs up from smokers every time I hit the streets. Ain't nothing like a G-body. Cutlass Regals and Monte Carlos, you can't forget the Grand Prix. 373s in my rear, nigga. About to spin this motherfucker, cuz on my liquor. And I ain't spilling a drip. And I'm a fan of the classic or the Euro clip. Hard top, T-top, or a soft top split. From first generation all the way down to the fifth. 4-barrel 4-speed duels on the cutlass. 4-barrel 4-speed duels in my cutlass. In my cutlass. In my cutlass. In my cutlass. 4-barrel 4-speed duels in my cutlass. In my cutlass. Cutlass. In my cutlass. Cutlass. In my cutlass.
My cutlass, man. So talk about, because like I kind of mentioned here, you've done movies too?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. Probably about 5 movies, man.
5. I know there's one I saw. I didn't watch it. I didn't have time. It was called The Drought.
Yeah, yep. I played a cop in there.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And it's funny, man. Everybody knows, man, that they know me. I don't have a problem with law enforcement. I mean, because we do need them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But at the same time, nobody wants them in your rearview mirror, right? So, so no, I don't like cops. But
well, anybody doesn't want to. You don't want to be on the wrong side of the cops. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that part, man. You know what I mean? So I know they have to do a job, and at the same time, that's why I tell people, man, hey, be on your P's and Q's, man. And you ain't got to worry about dealing with them. You know what I'm saying? But
Yep.
yeah, I guess from my military background, that's what my buddy said. When he asked me to play that role, and I'm like, man, what you want me to be a cop for, man? He's like, you're gonna kill this role. I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So yeah, I did the cop in that one, and they liked it so much. We ended up doing a drought. There's a drought 1, there's a drought 2, and there's a drought 3, and pre-production right now, the drought 3 movie. And I played a cop in all 3 of those. It's got a crazy spin on it, and I played a cop in another film. It's called oh yeah, it was actually a series. It's called 8 Days, and I played a cop in there too. And shout out to Chef Boy Ching. He's the one for that second series, the 8 Days, and the drought movie, Isaiah King. Shout out to those guys. And I did another film. It's a superhero action comedy film where I played a villain. So I kind of got a chance to break from the typecast of being a cop, man. But
how do you even get into that kind of business? I mean, like, did you know somebody that was able to link you up with someone? Like, how's that happen?
Yeah, it's kind of like like people started they've seen me on my platform, where I have 2 characters, it's Royce, Krispie, and then Big Cap. They my characters on my YouTube channel.
Okay.
And I produced that channel. I produced that series, by myself, and I haven't been doing it that much lately. But I'm normally get on there and goof around a little bit and talk about current events and stuff like that or whatever. And they's like, man, dude, if you can do that, man, you can act real good, So, that's why they picked me up, to start doing roles, and it just kind of just came about like that. Anybody that knows me knows, man, I'm a jokester, man. I like to crack jokes. I have a good time. So they knew if they put me in front of a camera, it's gonna be lights, camera, action. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly. Well, there
Yeah.
shouldn't be a stigma with you playing a cop, by the way, man. Look at
No,
Ice
man.
T. Look
Yeah,
at
no, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, shit. It was actually fun, man. I had fun doing that. Yeah, I actually played another cop in there's another movie. My buddy YGKC, he's a rapper out of Kansas City.
Okay.
He's pretty dope too. But he's got a movie called This Saturday or That Saturday or something like that.
Okay.
Um, but I played a cop in there where I harass him and throughout the movie and so that was kind of fun. It's kind of like a comedy
I was just
and
gonna say, is it a spin-off, like a Friday almost kind of?
yeah, definitely, definitely. Oh shit, man, I played a cop again, man. Damn, it's another movie called Stoli 2. It's on Amazon, and I play a cop in there too, man.
So now, what about this? The Saturday one, the Droughts, are they on Amazon as well?
I want to say Drought One is on Tubi. I'm
Uh,
not sure about Drought Two if he's released it on any platforms right yet. But we did have a premiere for it to a two time premiere here locally for Drought Two, and it had some really good reviews. The 8 days it is on YouTube, and I think it may be on Tubi.
okay.
Uh, and I know the Stoli 2 film, it is on all platforms. I know it's on Amazon for sure. And then
I,
that Return of Shihan, it's actually getting pitched. He's trying to pitch it to Netflix and Peacock. So hopefully we can get some stuff going on right there.
I'm just tripping off. So you're playing a villain in that one? The she.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah,
Like
man. Hell yeah, it's fun, dude.
I couldn't
So
even picture you being a villain.
man, I said this is gonna be crazy, man. So uh and I'm like the supporting character to the main character, gruesome. And without giving it too much away, if you look at the preview is on YouTube, but you can just type in Return of Shihan and
Shihan.
uh
Okay.
and you can see it on YouTube. But basically, you got some bad guys, and then you have the good people, and you have the main character. He's pretty gruesome, so that's his name, and he lives by it. So he has a squad, and I happen to be on the gruesome team. You know what I mean? So
Oh
yeah,
man,
man, it's pretty dope, man. It is dope.
that's
Very
wild.
different.
That's
Family film too. By the way.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not anything like people getting their heads ripped off or wild shit
No,
like
no, 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 man. You definitely gonna laugh. Be able to laugh. It's got some good kid jokes in there. Some good references from older movies that we all know. Some of the classics. And yeah. It's really good though. It's got some good drama to it, and it's got a real good comedic factor to it as well. And
okay.
so I think it is a series. So like I said, he's still in production of that film, but we've got quite a few series already taped, and we've had good reviews from it because we've done premieres locally with that film as well. And I play another villain in another film. It's called Troublesome.
Okay.
So yeah, I play a gangster, in this film. So yeah,
Okay.
man, it's pretty cool, and I even got a chance to put my drop top Mustang, my 5.0, with the gold spokes on it in the movie. So
Nice.
that was kind of fun, man. So
So
yeah,
it's a movie prop.
yeah,
That's
yeah, 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 for sure, man. So I'm gonna have to get copy one of the stills and from the film and maybe frame it and put them on a wall in the house or something like that.
yeah, man. Well, now you got me wanting to check, Amazon or some of these
Oh
other,
yeah,
to
yeah.
see
That
if I can find
troublesome.
these.
Troublesome. It's not out yet. It's still in pre-production, but it's definitely coming out. Shout out to Mario with Three Moon Films. Mario Jordan. Uh, I think that's his last name, but yeah, he's coming out with that. He's got an app and all kind of stuff for Roku. He's working on some big stuff, man. So, shout out to that guy. And last thing I did a play. I had never done a
Oh,
play before. So, I ended up doing a play, and man, I got respect for people that do plays, man. So,
well, that's
I
all
had never done.
live, man. That's like you
Yeah,
can't, there's no second takes or
no, not at all.
re-scene or whatever.
Yeah, I got selected to do this play by a lady that I had did a co-starred in a film with, and she just kind of threw me under the bus. She goes, I got somebody, man. Let's go get Royce, man. He'll be good for it. So I'm like, oh shit.
Uh,
So
I was
so they
typecast, man.
so she calls me, and I play a doctor. I play a doctor that gets a hall pass. So the trailer's on YouTube as well. You can go on YouTube and type in, hall pass the play or whatever, and it
Oh,
pops up. But yeah, so I play a doctor that gets a hall pass from his wife, because they haven't been able to be intimate, in quite some
oh,
time. So she gives him the hall pass, and she's got rules and regulations for him where, he can't sleep with the neighbors, and it can't be somebody they know, and he has to wear a condom and all this stuff, whatever. And yeah, man, it's a big roller coaster from there,
so
so yeah.
almost sounds like you've been in a lot of comedy, comedic type stuff.
Man, yeah. So it's like I've got a chance to do some drama stuff, and got a chance to do some comedy stuff too. Oh yeah, shoot, I just forgot to talk about this one too. It's another movie called Get Back, and we in pre-production for that too.
Damn.
I play a baseball coach for a troubled team that has a scholarship, and he's pretty much pissing it away. So
Uh,
I'm kind of like
you
really on him
try to
about
lace
that.
them,
Yeah,
kind of like
yeah,
almost like a Dangerous Minds type movie, or
yeah.
something.
He kind of give you that effect, and I think there's one more film that I did uh, where I play a father, a grandfather to a infant that was left on a porch.
Oh shit.
Um, yeah, about the baby mama, So yeah, it's some drama and stuff with that, but yeah, man. So I just been getting busy, man. You know what I mean? Shout
Yeah,
out to
right.
Miss G, that's her film, and the other film, Get Back, that's Chef Boy Team, the same guy that's got Stoli and 8 Days and all that other stuff. Yeah. So yeah,
I'm glad all this is getting recorded, man, because I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna be like, what was that one called again? What was so
yeah.
it gives me gives me stuff to work with.
Oh
So
yeah,
let's, man, go ahead. This is the time where you got to spit out all your social medias, your websites, anything you want people to know. Here's the
yeah.
time to do it.
Hey, look, I'm Royce Crispy, man. No, I'm not a one liner. I'm a snap cracker and pop like a wet kitchen appliance. You know what I'm saying? So check me out. Look, y'all can catch me on Instagram, catch me out on Facebook, Royce Crispy, with a Krispie. Royce Krispie. My bad.
Right,
But
right.
you can check me out on there. And another one, I'm always on YouTube. Go check my YouTube platform out, Royce Crispy. I make beats. You can go to the website, roycektv.com. If you see beats on there that you like or whatever, hit me up. The beats that I do have on there, I just got them just to show you what I can do. But I can make anything you want custom. If you need a verse or you want a hook, I can sing. Check out my music. It'll let you know right there if you wanna holler at me for a hook. You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
And
yeah.
by the way, your his Facebook is Royce Crispy, Krispie 816.
Oh
So
no no
that's
no no! I got a my actual page on there is Royce Kay, and it's crazy, man. They made me do that because they wouldn't accept Crispy as a last name.
oh, because you have that must be just a regular because you got some followers on that one. It's got like
Yeah,
2K followers.
yeah.
So that's not the one you want people to follow.
No, they can go. They can hit me up on Royce K Royce Kay. Yep.
Okay. See, also too, I'm going to post all your links in the description of this video. So that way, I want to make sure I put the right stuff up. So
they can follow me on there.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'll have to friend you then, so I can tag you when this is up too. Because I followed your other page, your Royce Krispie 816, but I guess that's not. I guess you don't.
I'm on there. I'm on there too. I'm on that one too. But
okay.
It's just that Royce K. I'm always on that one. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's easier to catch me on there. And I mean, I respond quick, to inboxes and all that stuff, man. I'm not one of them kind of people that's, that thinks they're, too cool for, to respond or interact with people,
that's a bit shit.
I like when people, put comments, on my videos and stuff, whether it's good or bad, because, a comment is comment, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Somebody paid attention
engaged, And I appreciate it, man. I just love the love, man, for real.
Man. Well, so we're gonna any last words you want to hit them with? I know what I got a last word for you, but
hey man, look, just check me out, man. And if y'all like the music, just know, man, I got a lot more coming. I've been doing this for a long time, and I just, I love doing this stuff, man. And I just really want to see, some good music out there, man. And just trust, believe, I got some good music for y'all, for sure.
Man, and
movies.
Movies. Yep. Don't forget. Yeah, you got a whole nother catalog of movies. Jesus,
for sure.
So we're gonna take them out with No Feathers. You want anything you want to say about this track?
Man, No Feathers, man. Growing up, when I was a kid, man, my pops, he spent a lot of time in prison. You know what I mean? But before that, in the '80s era, man, he was the man. So that's what I seen. I seen all the nice, beautiful cars, and Pop sending me to private school, and stuff like that. Courtesy of the street, and that's just pretty much how that unfolds right there. So it's just a depiction, what I mean, of my life, and a 32-ounce chicken with no feathers. You know what I'm saying? You know what that is?
Yeah, it's a bird.
You feel me?
It's a bird. It's a bird that doesn't fly through the air, but it makes you fly.
Yeah, feel me? Yeah. So yeah, man, I just had to, again, storytelling and just experiencing life, things like that. But yeah, man, I hope y'all appreciate that, man. I'm gonna keep them coming.
Absolutely. And you know what? Let's hit him with that trademark one more time, man, because that's what makes the song dope.
Which one?
Royce K did it.
Oh yeah, you already know, man. Royce K did it, so it got a slap.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And I'm going to take him out with my trademark. Yes, and this has been the Nothing Sacred interview with Royce Krispie. I'm Maxwell Silverhammer, and that's the story there, bitches. See ya.
Royce K did it, so it got a slap. Yeah. Okay. Now how the fuck can I be normal, nigga? When I'm waking up, seeing money counters and bricks and brick phones. Niggas seeing Pops back up work. And I don't know what it is, but I know he got a coke white vert. And he living like Tony Montana with a two-way scanner and a vicious pit bull that he named Bruce Banner. And I was going to private school. I guess he had visions for me that he ain't even get to see. Cause he got lost in the system, victim of drug flipping. Federal time, now my Pop's missing. Moms can't keep up with their high tuition. Now that public school is hitting different. Moving back from Cali to Kansas City, I remember the missions. With so much snow in the kitchen, with 2 stoves and 8 pots whipping them chicken. Bringing back 9s and putting them on the triple beam. Backing up 9 with the powder, cloning them making 18. Stepping on them now, that's a real step. A 32-ounce chicken with no feathers. He put the yola in the pot and get the twisting. The cut with the oil base, call him a hood kid. Stepping on them now, that's a real step. A 32-ounce chicken with no feathers. He put the yola in the pot and get the twisting. The cut with the oil base, call him a hood chemist.
Know the real Nino Brown, not the one that never snitch. Official pop serving yickin' after yickin'. You can get the whole thing or a 2-piece in a biscuit. Pirates bifocals, water whipping in the kitchen. Pushing hella weight like his physical fitness. Had the blood in Cali, he was really with the business. Bass Rock Betty had the dope head stripping. Shout out to the 80s cause the dealer was the mission. Magician type skills turning yellow into green. Grew up hella fast cause I sing what I sing. lean. Lunch line gritting, serving fiend after fiend. Trip it up the profit, gotta get it off the beam.
Stepping on them now, that's a real step. A 32-ounce chicken with no feathers. He put the yellow in the pot and get the twisting. The cut with the oil base, call him a hood kid. Stepping on them now, that's a real step. A 32-ounce chicken with no feathers. He put the yellow in the pot and get the twisting. The cut with the oil base, call him a hood chemist.